Hello. Right, so once you click on the link in and around this video, it will open up this particular form. Now, please click on File and either make a copy or download it, and then you'll be able to action it. Please don't request access because we will not grant it. We use this for clients and we talk people through it, so we will not grant access. Please copy it as I've highlighted. Now, it's pretty simple document to use, and it's broken down in different sections. So you've got obviously tabs across the bottom, expenses to include, and this is obviously the supplier, what software or what it is in that way, and then the type of system or expense. So you've got car insurance, you've got office rent or mortgage, you've got internet, you've got phone bills, you've got equipment if you rent your equipment, or water bills or banking fees or whatever it might be as the expense, but also put the supplier in there as well to make it obvious and see what it is. Now we break it down quite simply, as you can see across the tabs across the bottom. You've got your yearly bills, things that you might pay once off, and I'll show that. Then you've got your monthly bills that you might pay out that come out on a monthly basis. Other for anything that it might be a sporadic, it could be a new website, things like that you want to put in and make sure that you're not paying ongoing fees that you don't need to. That's another one that might be in here, and I'm just going to add that here. That could be website hosting. As an example, you've got online store, you've got your CRMs, emails, and things like that. So there's so much in there. Then you've got travel, international, domestic, if you do travel, how you can look at that and review it on an expense on a monthly or yearly basis to see what it's doing. Then you've got your totals page, and that's broken down obviously for your total expenses, but business on one side and personal on the other. Now it's interesting that I have added that as well, because it does make a difference if you go in and actually have a look at your personal expenses. What are you paying? People don't realize that by renewing your house insurance, by renewing your car insurance on a yearly or bi-yearly basis, how much you can make that cheaper sometimes by changing. And yes, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have the time, but honestly, it can save hundreds of dollars, as I did personally in the last 12 months by moving it, and it can make a difference. And having it documented here just makes you keep an eye on those things in more details. And again, the same for monthlies. You don't know how many streaming services you've signed up, and things change. The good thing is to keep in mind that yes, it might take an hour or so to do this on the first time. Once you've done that hour, yep, it takes a bit of time. You can then look back at this every 3-6 months and actually go, wow, have we been using that? Are we actioning it? And what are we doing? Can we lower the users on that system? Can we change the hosting? Do we need that service long enough? Another things to keep in mind. So I've just thrown something in here, as you can see. So I've got like WorkSafe insurance has made up $600. How does that get paid? I pay it on a credit card, or I bank transfer it, or however it might do. You can drop them down. So you can then do it. And the best thing to do is have 2 screens if you do, or 2 tabs open where you can look at your credit card, you can look at your bank statement, you can look at anywhere that money might come out of the business and document it into here. Even if you have an accountant or a bookkeeper or someone that does it as the business owner, I truly recommend looking at this, because you will be surprised how much you can save. And I'm saying that personally, saved a couple of $1,000s this year alone. And I know clients I've spoken to that we've saved so much more. A recent client said they'd saved over $1,000 a month by going through this process and actually reducing the cost of certain systems and certain things that they weren't using that they were paying for. So it's definitely worth doing. But also keep in mind, and this is one I want to highlight, so expenses for your monthly, say I'm going to use ClickUp as an example, which is our project management software that we use. And I'm just going to make up a number, say it's $100 a month. Now, say we pay $100 a month on this. What is really interesting is some of these platforms, if you pay for a year in advance, you can save anywhere from 10 to 40% on them. So yes, it can hit cash flow a little bit in that short term, but to save that 30% over the course of the year is going to look better on your bottom line at the end of that year. And a lot of people are like, oh, I just want to pay it monthly. And I'm not saying don't do that, but it might be worth every couple of months going, right, which one is worth doing for a year, saving that money to then put into other places, investing it in the business and so forth. Now, it's a pretty easy system to do, easy process. I would go through, spend a bit of time documenting it. Now, what you do, and I'm actually going to be really open and show you hours. So obviously once that's all added, and just quickly in your yearly, you go to your totals and it obviously shows you what you're spending where. Now, what I'm going to do is quickly show you hours and what I do on the next step. I have removed a few names, obviously for personal reasons, but you go into our track elements. So on our yearly, I then go through and I'm like, right, Zapier software, and it's costing this much a year. I actually pay it up front so that it is a bit cheaper, and Calendly booking system. Now, the reason I've made them in yellow is like, do we still use them enough? Do I need to lower the levels? Can I make changes on them so that when they renew, I don't need to pay them? Can I drop them down to a free level that's actually going to save me money, more money in the long run? The one that's in red here, obviously my NZ business credit card, I'm going to get rid of that. I just signed up for the NAB one because you get 150,000 Qantas points. Whole nother thing that I can talk about. But it's worth going through, and every 3-6 months, what can you look at? How can we reduce it? To make sure that you're not overspending on a yearly or monthly basis. The same here, going into our monthly bills, I was like, right, okay, can I lower my phone bill and my internet? Am I getting the most out of it? Audible, I haven't listened to audiobooks in a while. I know it's only $200 a year, but it's $200 a year that we can actually save. Again, software here, and this is one of the biggest things. Like, are we using this enough to warrant the money that we're spending on it? Can we change it to something else that's going to be beneficial and actually get more of an impact? Again, most of the things that you'll look at are related to software. And there's other things you can do. Can you lower the subscribers in there? If you're looking at Klaviyo, for example, do you need to be spending that much on profiles of people that aren't actioning or opening or engaging? And that doesn't matter on the software. That could be globally across anything that you're looking at doing. Now, the good thing about doing this, like I said, one, it really puts everything in one place. You can review it again every 3 or 6 months, and you'll be surprised how much money it can save you over the course of a year. Now, I recommend spending about an hour, like I said, breaking it down, seeing what you can get from it, and then taking it on from there. Any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out or send through how much you've saved. We'd always be interested to know. And we're here to help if you have any questions. Thanks very much. Have a good day.